The Banco Central Heist, the most ingenious bank robbery in history. Imagine digging a tunnel for 3 months, inching your way beneath a heavily secured bank, all while remaining completely undetected. And when you finally break in, you walk away with $70 million without firing a single bullet. Sounds like a Hollywood script, right? Well, this actually happened. This is the incredible true story of the Banco Central Heist, one of the most elaborate and daring bank burglaries in history. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Where do you think all that money went? Now, let's get started. Part 1. The Mastermind in the Brilliant Plan. In 2005, a man named Antonio Josephine Alves, known as the Doctor, came up with a scheme so audacious that even law enforcement experts were stunned. His plan? Dig a tunnel straight into the vault of the Banco Central in Fortaleza, Brazil, and steal millions without triggering a single alarm. To pull this off, he needed a cover story that would explain the months of digging, a reliable team with engineering skills, a way to dispose of tons of excavated dirt without attracting suspicion. So, Alves and his crew rented a house just 80 meters, 262 feet, away from the bank and set up a fake landscaping business called Grama Synthetica, synthetic grass. To outsiders, it seemed like an ordinary business selling artificial turf. But beneath the surface, something extraordinary was happening. For 3 months, they tunneled toward the bank's vault, removing over 70 tons of dirt and reinforcing their passage with wood and plastic to prevent collapse. They worked in 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week, ensuring that progress was steady but unnoticed. The tunnel was a masterpiece, 4 meters, 13 feet, deep, lined with lights and ventilation, designed to be sturdy enough to support their escape while completely hidden from the surface. But the true genius of their plan: they timed their break-in for a weekend, ensuring that no bank employees would be inside when they struck. Part 2, the heist, breaking into the vault. On the night of August 2005, the crew reached their destination. They drilled through nearly 1.1 meters, 35 feet, of reinforced concrete, one of the toughest security measures designed to prevent break-ins. The bank's alarm system? Disabled. They had cut the power to security sensors in advance. No guards, no cameras inside the vault, just bags and bags of cash. By the time they were done, they had stolen 160 million Brazilian reals, around $70 million USD. That's 3.5 tons of cash. And because Brazilian currency wasn't serialized at the time, the money was virtually untraceable. At dawn, they walked away like ghosts. The perfect crime. Or so they thought. Part 3. The discovery, how the heist was uncovered. On Monday, August 2005, Banco Central employees arrived to work as usual. But when they opened the vault, their jaws dropped. The steel-reinforced floor had a massive hole. All the cash from the vault was gone. A tunnel leading directly from the vault to an abandoned house was the only clue. Within hours, the Brazilian federal police were on the scene, launching one of the largest investigations in the country's history. But there was one big problem: there was no immediate lead on the criminals. They had left no fingerprints, no DNA, and no witnesses. For weeks, it seemed like the perfect crime, until greed got the better of them. Part 4. The mistakes that led to their capture. For a while, the gang lived lavishly, believing they had pulled off the ultimate score. But a series of crucial mistakes led police straight to them. 1. A kidnapping exposes the operation. One of the biggest breaks in the case came not from the police, but from another gang. A separate criminal group kidnapped one of the robbers, Paulo Sergio, demanding ransom money. His family, desperate to save him, contacted the police, revealing that he had access to a massive sum of stolen money. The police immediately linked this to the Banco Central heist and began tracking his associates. 2. A sudden surge in wealth raises suspicions. Many of the gang members started flaunting their newfound wealth. They bought luxury cars, mansions, and expensive jewelry, raising eyebrows in their communities. One suspect, Antonio Josephine Alves, was caught after paying for a mansion in cash, something that immediately caught the attention of financial investigators. 3. Wiretaps and bank records. Police monitored phone calls and financial transactions, looking for unusual activity. They discovered large cash movements from accounts linked to known criminals. Phone records revealed connections between gang members in the abandoned house near Banco Central. 4. Anonymous tips and snitches. As the pressure mounted, some gang members turned on each other, giving police crucial information in exchange for reduced sentences. Part 5. Arrests, sentences, and the missing money. The investigation spanned years, but eventually, over 34 people were arrested, including the mastermind, Antonio Josephine Alves. Alves was caught in 2008 and sentenced to over 80 years in prison. Several key members were captured in Paraguay and Brazil, some after years on the run. The police recovered only about $9 million, a tiny fraction of what was stolen. So what happened to the rest? That's the biggest mystery of all. Conclusion: the $60 million questioned. Despite dozens of arrests, over $60 million is still missing. Was it hidden away in offshore accounts? Was it laundered and slowly spent? Or is it still buried somewhere waiting to be found? No one knows for sure. But one thing is certain: the Banco Central Heist remains one of the most brilliant and daring bank robberies in history. What do you think happened to the money? Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible real-life crime stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next